Life, like the sea, is full of storms, unpredictable surges of joy, fear, anger, and sorrow. These emotional waves have the power to define the course of our actions if we allow them to. Yet as Stoics teach us, we are not slaves to our feelings. To master emotional control, one must first understand the nature and origin of emotion. Emotions are natural responses at our perceptions. They are not inherently good or bad. They simply are. What gives them moral or practical weight is how we react to them. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This fundamental Stoic insight teaches us that our emotional states are reflections of our judgments. If our judgments are flawed, so too will be our emotional responses. Fear is not the result of a situation, but of the belief that the situation is dangerous. Anger is not born of an event, but from our opinion that something unjust has occurred. Joy too stems from a judgment that something is good and beneficial. Thus, to gain control over emotion, one must first gain control over judgment. The first step toward emotional mastery is awareness. When you feel anger rise, observe it. When anxiety takes root, sit with it. Ask yourself, what belief lies beneath this emotion? What judgment have I passed on this moment? In that question lies your freedom. By interrogating your emotions, you strip them of their power to rule you. Emotional control is not about suppression or denial. It is about acknowledgement, understanding, and redirection. The Stoic does not pretend to be emotionless. Rather, he chooses not to be ruled by emotion. Like a ship's captain, he navigates through storms with reason as his compass. When we look within and confront the storm, we begin the journey. To master emotional control, one must begin with courage. The courage to face the self, to confront the illusions of emotion, and to choose reason over impulse. This is a soil in which Stoic strength grows. The Stoics believed in the Logos, a universal reason or divine rationality that governs the cosmos. For them, living in accordance with the Logos was the path to virtue, peace, and emotional equanimity. If emotions are turbulent winds, then reason is the steady star by which we steer. Reason is what distinguishes us from beasts. It is our gift and our duty. The Stoic path demands that we use our reason to evaluate every emotion, every desire, every fear. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Reason transforms reaction into response. To practice Stoic reasoning, we must develop internal dialogue. Ask yourself, is this within my control? Is this judgment based on evidence or assumption? Will this matter in a day, a week, a year? When emotions flare, turn inward and reason with them. You will find that most fears dissolve under scrutiny and most angers melt in the light of logic. Reason also enables detachment, not from life, but from illusion. The Stoic does not numb himself to the world, but he detaches from desires and fears that spring from misjudgments. This detachment allows him to act freely and justly, unaffected by the opinions of others or the seductions of fortune. It is reason that enables us to endure insult with grace, to face loss with courage, to meet death without trembling. This is not coldness, it is clarity. The clarity that comes from seeing things as they are, not as we wish or fear them to be. To master emotional control, let reason be your constant companion. Write your thoughts, reflect on your day, dissect your actions. Cultivate your mind like a garden. pulling out the weeds of irrational belief and planting the seeds of truth. In this way, the Logos lives not only in the heavens, but within your very soul. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of assent refers to the mind's approval or rejection of impressions. Every day we are bombarded by impressions, sensory data, thoughts, feelings, and external stimuli. The untrained mind accepts them all, like an open gate letting in both friend and foe. The disciplined mind evaluates and assents only to those impressions that align with reason and virtue. To master emotional control, one must become a gatekeeper of the mind. As Epictetus taught, when any person harms you or speaks ill of you, remember that he does so from an impression that he is right. It is not his impression that harms you, but your assent to it. When someone insults us, the insult itself is powerless. What hurts us is our acceptance of the insult as meaningful. This realization is liberating. It means that nothing external can disturb your peace unless you permit it. Your assent is your power. You can deny entry to fear, to outrage, to envy. You can choose to assent only to calm, rational understanding. Practicing the discipline of assent requires vigilance. It is the daily training of the mind to pause before judgment. When a negative emotion arises, pause. Ask, what impression have I received? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it virtuous to accept it? If not, do not give it your assent. This mental discipline does not come easily. It must be cultivated through practice, reflection, and hardship. But over time, the mind becomes stronger. Like a warrior who trains daily with his sword, you become skilled in the art of discernment. Your inner fortress becomes impregnable. Through the discipline of assent, you learn that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of clarity. You are no longer a puppet pulled by the strings of impulse. You are a master of your mind and thus a master of your emotions. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what is up to us and what is not. This simple idea is the key to emotional liberation. For when we focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot, we are freed from the tyranny of expectation and disappointment. What is within our control? Our judgments, our choices, our actions, and our will. What is outside our control? The behavior of others, the weather, the economy, even our own bodies to some extent. To worry about what is beyond our control is to waste energy and invite unnecessary suffering. Epictetus put it plainly, some things are up to us and some are not. If you internalize this truth, you will become unshakable. When someone wrongs you, you focus on your response, not their offense. When plans fall through, you adapt rather than despair. You become like a rock amidst crashing waves, unmoved, grounded, serene. This is not resignation, it is empowerment. The Stoic does not surrender to fate, he aligns himself with it. He does not passively accept everything, but he actively chooses how to respond to everything. That choice is his freedom. To live by the dichotomy of control is to free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of life. You no longer depend on outcomes for your happiness. Your contentment lies in the integrity of your actions. You judge success not by results, but by virtue. Practice this daily. Begin each morning by reminding yourself, today I will encounter challenges, insults, delays. None of these are in my control, but how I respond, that is mine alone. At night, reflect, did I act with wisdom? Did I maintain my principles? In this way, emotional control becomes a habit. You cease to chase or flee emotions. Instead, you live with poise, responding to life with calm intention. This is the path of the Stoic, the path to inner freedom and enduring peace. The Stoics not only accepted fate, they loved it. This concept, known as Amor Fati, or love of fate, is a powerful extension of the dichotomy of control. It means embracing everything that happens, not with mere tolerance, but with wholehearted acceptance. Even suffering, even loss, even death. Fate is not our enemy, it is our teacher. Everything that happens, happens for us, not to us. Each event is an opportunity to practice virtue. Each hardship is a forge that strengthens the soul. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it, wrote Marcus Aurelius. So too must we consume every event with the fire of our character. To love fate is not to be passive, it is to meet reality with open arms. When life surprises you, do not recoil. Say instead, yes, this too is part of the plan. I will use it. I will grow from it. I will turn it to good. This mindset transforms how we experience the world. We stop resisting the flow of life and begin to swim with it. We become partners with destiny rather than victims of it. Every joy deepens, every sorrow ennobles, every challenge empowers. Practice Amor Fati in the small things. A delayed train, a lost opportunity, a rainy day. And then practice it in the great trials. Heartbreak, failure, illness. In doing so, you will build an invincible serenity, the unshakable peace of the one who loves life exactly as it unfolds. To master emotional control is to stop fighting fate and start dancing with it. For in the embrace of Amor Fati, we discover the ultimate Stoic power, joy in all things. Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. This ancient Stoic reminder is not morbid. It is liberating. To reflect on death is to live more fully. When we remember our mortality, we gain clarity about what matters. Trivial worries fall away. Vanity loses its grip. What remains is purpose. Death is not the enemy. It is the natural end of all things. We fear it only because we forget its role in life. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years, said Marcus Aurelius. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Memento Mori focuses the mind. When emotions surge, resentment, envy, rage, ask yourself, will this matter on my deathbed? In the face of death, much becomes clear, and in that clarity we find peace. Reflecting on death does not make life darker, it makes it brighter. Each moment becomes more precious. Each act of kindness becomes a legacy. Each breath becomes a gift. To remember death is to awaken to life, and in that awakening you will find emotional mastery. You will no longer be driven by fear or pettiness. You will be grounded in gratitude and driven by virtue. So take time each day to meditate on mortality, not with dread, but with reverence. Let it guide your choices. Let it shape your character. Let it be your compass to wisdom. For the Stoic, death is not the end. It is the context that gives life meaning. And in remembering death, we learn how to truly live. The Stoics taught that virtue is the only true good. Not pleasure, not wealth, not fame, only virtue. This means living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It means acting rightly, no matter the cost. Why does this matter for emotional control? Because when virtue becomes your aim, you no longer chase or flee emotions. You act rightly, regardless of how you feel. And in acting rightly, your emotions find harmony. Imagine being wronged. The natural response may be anger. But the Stoic asks, what does virtue demand? Justice, not vengeance. Patience, not rage. Wisdom, not rashness. When you choose virtue, you rise above emotions' chaos. Virtue aligns us with the Logos. It orders the soul. It gives us peace in the storm, clarity in confusion, and purpose in pain. Virtue does not depend on external success. It depends only on our inner choices. To cultivate virtue, reflect daily. Did I act justly? Did I speak wisely? Did I show courage? Did I restrain my excesses? This practice purifies the mind and strengthens the soul. It makes you immovable by misfortune, serene in success. Emotional control is not the suppression of feeling, but the elevation of character. Virtue is the North Star that guides us, the anchor that steadies us, the light that shows the way. When you live for virtue, you are free. You no longer need the world to validate you. You become your own master, and in this mastery lies the truest peace. In a world driven by noise, distraction, and constant stimulation, the Stoics seek stillness. Solitude is not isolation, but the sacred space in which the soul communes with itself. In silence, we listen. In stillness, we grow. True emotional control cannot flourish in a mind constantly pulled in every direction. The Stoic knows that to master the self, one must withdraw often, not from duty, but from distraction. As Seneca wrote, retire into yourself as much as you can. Solitude allows for reflection. It creates space for journaling, meditation, and the inner dialogues that shape character. In stillness, you meet your fears without fleeing, your ambitions without illusion. You learn to sit with discomfort and, in doing so, defang it. This is not retreat from life, but preparation for it. Just as the warrior trains in calm before battle, the Stoic retreats into stillness to strengthen his mind. He emerges more centered, more deliberate, more aligned with virtue. Practice periods of silence. Begin your mornings in stillness. End your nights in solitude. Walk without your phone. Eat without distractions. Listen, not to others, but to the whisper of your conscience. In stillness, you will find clarity. In solitude, you will find strength. The emotions that once roared like lions will become tame, not because they vanish, but because you have learned to listen without reacting, to feel without being enslaved. This sanctuary within you is your fortress. Build it with intention. Guard it with discipline. Return to it often. For it is in stillness that the Stoic finds his power, and in solitude that he renews his soul. To live as a Stoic is to live deliberately. It is to reject the tyranny of passion in favor of reason, to elevate virtue over vanity, and to seek peace not in possessions, but in principles. Emotional control is not a single act. It is a lifelong practice. Each moment offers a chance to choose serenity over chaos, clarity over confusion. With every decision, you build your inner citadel, brick by brick. The world may remain turbulent. People will disappoint you. Plans will unravel. Fate will strike. But you will not be shaken. For you have trained your mind, tamed your heart, and walked the path of wisdom. Leave a legacy not of wealth, but of strength. Let others say of you, he remained calm when others lost their way. She stood firm when the storm came. Your steadiness will inspire. Your peace will ripple outward. Your life will become your message. In this way, emotional control becomes a daily practice, an intentional cultivation of clarity over chaos, wisdom over impulse. You cease to chase pleasure or flee pain. Instead, you stand firm, responding to life with calm intention. This is the path of the Stoic, a steady walk through storms with reason as your compass and virtue as your destination. In mastering yourself, you master the one thing truly within your control, and in doing so, you find enduring peace.